Hey everyone, what's up? I've got a hip flexor class for you today. So we're going to open up and strengthen and create some flexibility for our hip flexors today. You will need a block. If you don't have a block, you can use really thick books. Cookbooks work really well for this. And then a strap. I actually don't have a strap today. I have something resembling a strap, so that works. Doesn't have to be a yoga strap. You can also use a scarf or a belt, whatever you have that's just long, something for you to hold onto. So go ahead and grab the things that you need, and I will see you on the mat. Let's begin in a seated position. So we'll start by bringing our left foot in and our right foot on top. Take your hands and let them rest on your knees with your palms turned up. Bring your index finger and thumb to touch. Roll your shoulders open. And take a moment just to make any adjustments here. Maybe rock a little bit side to side, rock forward and back. So we just want to find our center. And then gently draw your floating ribs in. Those are your bottom ribs. Open up your heart, ears over the shoulders, and close the eyes. Become aware of your breath passing through your nostrils, inhaling through your nose, and exhaling through your nose. Take another deep breath in. This time as you exhale, sigh through your mouth. Do that again, deep breath in and out. And one more time, deep breath in and out. Good. Take your right hand onto your belly and your left hand onto your chest. Breathe into your belly first, then move the breath into your ribs, and then finally feel the upper part of your chest opening up as you breathe in. Exhaling your chest, then your ribs, and then your belly. So we're moving the breath in a wave, starting the breath in the belly first. Breathe into the belly, the ribs, the chest, exhaling the chest, the ribs, the belly. Again, inhale, breathe into the belly, the ribs, the chest, exhaling the chest, the ribs, the belly. Do that one more time on your own. And keep bringing your awareness to the breath as we move through our practice today. Going to open up the highs and release the hands. We're going to go ahead and lower down onto our forearms. So bringing your forearms to the earth. Now push down into the forearms so you feel your chest elevate, as if there was a string attached to your chest. It's pulling it up toward the sky. Then we're going to take our knees and draw them in. Slowly go ahead and extend your legs. Now you can keep them higher so it'll be a little easier. More challenging will be to have the legs low. And then you're going to go ahead and exhale, pull the knees in. Inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, pull them in. Inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, pull the knees in. And one more time, inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, pull the knees in. Now come back to extending the legs. We're going to stay there and hold. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, a little shaking for 2. Slowly lower the feet all the way to a hover. And then go ahead and put the feet on the ground. Slide your hands toward your feet as you lower onto your back. Reach your arms over your head and give yourself a big full body stretch. Big stretch through the right side. Release and big stretch through the left side. Float the hands down to the floor. Bend your knees. Put the feet on the floor. We're going to come into bridge pose, but we're going to flow through this bridge pose. Walk your heels in, hands down by your hips. Press your low back into the floor. Now as you inhale, you're going to lift your hips. At the same time, take your arms up and over your head, bridge pose position. Exhale, lower the arms, lower the hips. Inhale, press the hips up, lift the arms as well. Exhale, lower down, one vertebrae at a time. You'll notice that your arms have to move a little faster than the hips. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, lifting. And exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now remember that 3-part breathing. Try to do the 3-part breath on this last bridge pose. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the arms, breathe into your belly, your ribs, your chest. Exhaling, lowering your chest, your ribs, your belly, everything comes back to the floor. Good, now keep your hands down. Press your hips up into bridge pose. We're going to stay here and hold. Now make sure that your knees aren't splaying wide. Keep your knees drawing together. You can always have a block or your book in between the knees to engage. This is going to help us to strengthen our hamstrings and our glutes as we start to stretch open the iliopsoas, the psoas, getting into those hip flexors. You use your hands to help keep pressing those hips up. So for me, I have really tight hip flexors, and I notice that when I'm doing back bends, especially doing upward facing dog, it hurts my low back. Go ahead and lower down. And it's because of these tight hip flexors. We get tight hip flexors because we sit so much, right? We sit for work, we sit in the car. It's a lot of sitting. Then we're going to go ahead and roll over to our side. And then use your top hand to press yourself up. We're going to come into our table pose here. So bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, moving through a basic cat-cow, but with that 3-part breath. So as you inhale, you breathe into your chest first this time. So we're going to reverse the 3-part breath. So breathe into the chest, the ribs, the belly as you lift the heart, look forward. Exhaling the belly, the ribs, the chest. You're rounding your back, dropping your head. Good, keep going. Inhale, lift the heart. Lift the tailbone, hug your low belly in. Exhaling, rounding the back, dropping your head. We'll do just one more. Inhaling, coming up. Exhale to round. Good. Inhale, lift the heart one more time. This time we're going to lower the hips through neutral. Bring the hips all the way to the heels. Drop your elbows, drop your head. Come down into a child's pose position. Inhale, use your arms, your legs. Push yourself back up into table. The heart lifts as you come up. Exhale, press back into child's pose. Inhale one more time, just like this. Come up into table with the heart lifted. Exhale, press back into child's pose. This time, we're going to slide the hands back by your feet. At the same time, you're lifting your torso, so you're sitting back on your heels. Keep sliding the hands back behind the toes. Place the palms down. Your hips are still lowered on your heels. You're lifting your chest, opening up through the chest. Now if you're like, oh my god, my hip flexors are so tight, you could be up here in your fingertips, or you could simply stay in a neutral spine. Take a big breath in and out. And then just really subtly, you're going to press your hips hovering them off your feet. Some of you might be up a little higher, getting that big opening through the quadriceps. Slowly lower the hips down, slide your hands forward, come back into child's pose. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, come back into tabletop position. Curl your toes under, lift your knees off the floor, send the hips up high into the air, downward facing dog. Start to pedal out through your legs, bend one knee, straighten the other, getting into your calf muscles. And then we'll inhale, lift both heels high. Exhale, press the heels down. Inhale, lift the heels high, and exhale, press the heels down. One more time, lift your heels high, look up at your hands, go for a walk all the way to the front of the mat. When we get there, we'll take a standing forward fold, soft bend to the knees, drop your head. Grab hold of opposite arms, sway a little bit side to side, opening through the side body. And then we'll release the arms back to a dangle. Bend your knees deeply so your belly is sitting on top of your thighs. I'll peek out through my hair here. Take your arms straight up from your shoulders, lift with the center of your chest. Come all the way up to standing, bring your fingers to touch. Exhale your hands to your heart center. Go ahead and pick up your strap. And remember, if you don't have a strap, anything works. So I'm actually filming at my parents' house today, and I didn't bring my strap with me, but I found my dad has a Gold's Gym strappy thing, so I'm going to use that. So you could use something like that, or a scarf works, or a belt, or if you have the yoga strap, you'll use that. Then you're going to take the strap behind your back. I'm going to turn around so you can see. You're going to take it right to the sacrum, so that's the flat part of your low back, just right above there, and you're going to bring either side of the strap to the outside of your hips. This is going to help us have a focal point to focus on, so this center of focus for ourselves. So we're going to come into our mountain pose, check that your feet are parallel to one another, and I want you to just take a moment here to feel what's happening in your low back. So some of you may be more sway back. That's kind of what I tend to do here, is where we let the pelvis drop and then we arch the low back. Some of you might be more rounded and tucked under. So we just want to come to this place of neutrality. So the strap will help us to focus there. So push your sacrum into the strap. Now, rather than trying to lift your pelvis with your abdomen, I want you to actually move your pelvis. So you're pushing your low back, that sacrum, into the strap. Now reach your tailbone away from the strap. So you're almost reaching your tailbone back toward your heel. So reach it down, but don't tuck it. And then lift the spine up out of the strap. Do you feel how long you've become, how much taller? And I'm not even using my abdomen here, so I can take deep breaths. This is all coming from the base, the pelvis. All right, so we've got this really strong mountain pose. Let's go ahead and take our right foot, step it to the back of the mat in a gentle step. We're coming into warrior one. So our back foot's on a 45-degree angle and the left foot is pointing forward. Now ground through your right leg, your back leg. Push more through the outside edge of your back foot and try to lift the inner arch. So we're getting into the right hip flexor here. Now keep reaching the tailbone away from the strap and keep lifting the spine up out of the strap. Inhale. Exhale, lunge into your front knee. Keep that energy, that opposing energy through the spine. Straighten your front leg as you inhale. Exhale, lunge forward. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lunge forward. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, lunge forward. Go ahead and bend and straighten your front leg 2 more times. What we're doing is we're retraining the muscles how we want them to move, so we don't come back into our bad habits here. Then we're going to go ahead and come into that warrior one pose, so the front leg's going to stay straight. Now you're going to let go of the strap with your hands. Keep that energy here in the hips, tailbone reaching down, spine reaching up, You aren't going into that sway back. Sacrum is pressing slightly back. Now take your arms, reach them up and overhead. Feel this opening up the back right leg. Breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Lower the arms. Step your back foot forward. And if your strap fell down, pick it up. Bring it back onto the sacrum. Set up a mountain pose again. Right away, find that space. And then step your left foot back. So front leg is straight, back foot is on a 45-degree angle. Press more into the outside edge of your left foot. So we're pressing that right hip forward. Try to keep your left leg as straight as you can. Inhale here. Exhale, lunge into your front knee. And straighten your leg. So do that with your breath. Exhale, and then inhale, straighten. Exhale. And inhale, exhale, and inhale. 2 more times. And one last time, we're going to stay here, drop the strap, keep the sacrum pressing back, spine is neutral there in the low back, engaging through the legs, reach your arms forward and up. Now, if the shoulders are still tight, you don't have to bring the hands to touch. Just keep the arms in this V shape or even a little wider than that. Do what feels right for your shoulders here. We're more focusing on legs today. And then we'll go ahead, release the arms, down by your side, step your left foot forward, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. If your strap is in your way, go ahead and just move it off to the side. And we're going to bring the hands to the heart center. Try to find that same alignment here in mountain pose. Hopefully your hip flexors feel a little bit more open, so it's a little easier to stand here. And then inhale, circle your arms out to the sides, up and around above your head. Exhale, bend your knees deeply, fold forward. Straighten your legs, drop your head. Put your hands onto your shin bones, push into your legs, lift halfway, hug your low belly in, reach the heart forward. Exhale and fold. Step both feet back into plank position. Top of a push-up, hold here and breathe. Engaging your low belly hugging in, low back is long. And then from your toes, or you can drop to the knees, bend your elbows straight back, aim your chest right in between your thumbs, and then lower the hips to the floor. Bring your head to the floor, and reach your left arm forward. Go ahead and bend your right knee, reach your right hand back. If you can't grab the foot, you can take your handy little strap and strap the foot, like this. Otherwise, you're going to go ahead and hold that foot, draw your foot toward your glute, let your head come back down, press your right front hip into the floor, reaching your right knee back towards the back of the mat. Breathe into this quadricep stretch. And then get a pretty good grip here on the foot or on your strap. Kick your foot into your hand so you feel your knee lift. Lift your head and chest. This is Ardha Dhanurasana half bow pose. Keep your left hand and left foot pressing into the earth. Keep kicking the foot into the hand for 3, 2, exhale, slowly release. Release the right foot, release the strap, bring your hand forward and lower the head down. Bend your left knee, reach back for your left foot. Grab the foot, draw the ankle toward the glute. The head can rest here on the ground. So we want to keep your hips from popping up. Press your front of the hips down into the yoga mat. Keep working on drawing your ankle toward the glute. Reach your knee back towards the back of the mat. Feeling that quad stretch. Then kick the foot into the hand so you feel your shoulder pull away from your ear. Lift your head and chest. Look up at your right thumb. Breathe in for 3, 2, Exhale, slowly release. Release the foot. Bring both hands underneath your elbows. Curl your toes under. Come into downward facing dog. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Walk your big toes closer to touch. You're at the back of the mat. And then as you inhale, lift your left leg up as high as you can. Keep your toes pointing down, your head relaxed. Exhale, step your left foot slowly in between your hands. Make sure it ends up in between your hands. You can take a block here or a stack of books. Bring both hands to the inside of your front foot. Come down to your back knee, and then you're going to go ahead and bring the top of your foot so it's flat on the ground. Lift your right knee off the floor. Now come up to your fingertips. Lift your chest. Squeeze and hug your left knee in towards the midline. And press the front of your right hip towards the floor. Keep lifting your chest up. Almost as if you were doing upward facing dog, but keeping that front leg forward. We're getting a big stretch through that right hip flexor. Then put your right knee back on the floor, moving your block towards the front of the mat so it's out of your way. Curl your back toes under, lift the knee. You're going to bend and squat all the way to the back of the mat. Go slowly, walk all the way around to face your right foot. Come down to your left knee, keeping your back toes curled under. Inhale, the arms circle around and above your head. Exhale, float both hands to the inside of your foot. Bend and squat to the front of the mat. Keep the knees low, like you're crawling little ninja warrior all the way to the front. Right knee down, keep the back toes curled under. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, release the hands to the inside of the foot. Bend, 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 squat, 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 front of the mat. Sorry, back of the mat, that's where we're going. Come down to the left knee. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, release the arms. Come all the way back around to face your left foot. And come down to the right knee one more time. This time you're going to draw your hips back. Straighten your left leg, draw your nose toward your knee. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, bend the left knee back over the ankle. Plant the hands to frame your front foot. The knee lifts off the floor. We're going to step that left foot to the back of the mat. Downward facing dog. Bring your big toes to touch the back of the mat. Inhale, lift your right leg as high as you can. Keep your toes pointing down towards the floor. Step your right foot in between your hands, grabbing your block or books. Bring the hands to the inside of that front foot. Come down to the left knee. Go ahead and bring the top of the foot flat onto the floor. And then lift the left knee. Keep lifting through your sternum. Pressing the front of your left hip towards the floor. Hug the right knee in right against the right arm for 3, 2, release. Go ahead and move the block. We're going to keep flowing around the mat, but this time we're going to twist. So bringing the hands to frame your front foot. Left hand on the floor. Inhale, lift your right arm up into the air. Exhale, release the right hand to the inside of the foot. Lift your back knee. Walk all the way around to the back of the mat. Nice and slow. Come down to the right knee. Keep your right hand on the floor. Inhale, the left arm lifts up high. Twisting. Exhale, the hand to the inside of the foot. Lift the right knee, bend and squat, front of the mat. Come down to the left knee, left hand on the floor. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, release. One more time through, bend and squat, back of the mat. Right knee down. Inhale, the left arm lifts. Exhale, release. Walk all the way around to the front of the mat. From here, we're going to step our right foot to the back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and out. Come down to the knees. Bring your hips back towards your heels. Reach your hands back towards your hips. Child's pose. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Press the floor away from you. So we're going to come to our camel flow. Go ahead and walk yourself up so you're standing on your shin bones. And if you have a block or a book with you that you've been using today, you're going to put that actually in between the thighs and give it a little squeeze. Okay? So remembering that action we had with the strap, you want to press your sacrum back, reach the tailbone down as you lift the spine up and out of the sacrum. So we're supporting our torso here with the strength of our pelvis. And we're going to flow the arms. Relax the shoulders. All right, here we go. We're going to do fancy arms, as I call them. We're going to inhale, sweep the right arm up, then the left hand follows. We're reaching the right hand back to touch the back of the thigh. You could also have the toes curled under and grab a hold of the foot or the feet flat. And the left arm draws back. Exhale, lower the left arm. And then the right arm. Let's do that on the other side. Left arm leading the way. Inhale, left arm. Right arm, press the hips forward. Lift the chest. Arm draws back. Head draws back. Exhale, lower the right arm. And then the left arm. Keep going. Inhale, right arm. Left arm lifts. Exhale, lower left arm and right arm. Inhale, left arm, right arm. Exhale, right arm, left arm. We're going to stay and hold a half camel. Inhale, lift the right arm, the left arm. Either stay with the hand on the thigh or the hand on the back heel. Press the hips forward, lift the chest, look up towards your thumb, and breathe for 3, 2. Exhale to release. Lower the left arm, right arm follows. Grab the block if it's falling. Squeeze it. And then other side. Inhale, left arm, and then right arm, half camel pose. Press the hips forward, lift the chest for 3, 2. Exhale, release right arm, left arm. Sit back on the heels, remove the block, and we'll come into a child's pose. You can have the block tall or low if you want to put it underneath the head. Hands back alongside the hips, palms up, shoulders round forward. Take 5 deep breaths. Put the hands under the shoulders, press the floor away from you. And we're going to get set up for our half hero's pose. So what we're going to do is we're going to take sit back on your heels to start. Put your left hand on the floor. You're going to take your right leg in front of you. Now you can keep your right hip elevated by putting a block underneath it. Or you're going to go ahead and bring your right butt cheek to the floor, sliding your left ankle out to the side of your hip. Make sure those left toes are pointing straight back. You don't want them turned out to the side like that. You want them pointing straight back so you protect that knee. And then you're going to lift your hips and tuck your tailbone. Hands are going to come behind your hips, and we can just take a moment here to lean back into our hands. You might be feeling a really big stretch through this left leg. To go a little deeper, you're going to come all the way down onto your forearms. You can stay right here, or some of you might go ahead and lower all the way down onto your back. I'm going to stay on the forearms today. And we'll take 3 breaths. And when you're ready to, go ahead and use your arms, press yourself up. We'll switch sides, so use your hands to lift your right butt cheek off the ground, sitting back on that left heel. Swing your right leg back, and then we'll do the other side. So this time, So this time you're going to bring your weight over onto your right hand, lean into your right foot, take your left foot out in front of you, sit down on your left butt cheek, slide your right foot out from underneath you, readjust your hips, check that your toes are pointing straight back. This might be where you stay. Otherwise, hands come behind you. You can stay with the straight arms, or coming down to the forearms, tuck the tailbone, lower down to the forearms. Make sure that right knee doesn't pop up. We want to keep the right knee down on the floor. Now we'll take 3 breaths here. And use your hands, your arms, press yourself all the way back up to seated. Swing your right leg out in front of you, and then lay down on your back. Hug your knees in towards your chest, give them a nice squeeze. Open your arms straight out from your shoulders, palms facing the sky. Take both of your legs over to the right. Head turns to the left. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, nose and knees back to center. Take your knees over to the left. Your head turns to the right. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, nose and knees back to center. Give the knees one last squeeze. And then place your feet onto the floor. Let your knees drop in toward one another so the low back is long on the floor. Bring your hands onto your belly. Relax your head, your shoulders, your hips, your legs. Breathe in and breathe out. You can stay right here, or you can straighten the legs onto the floor. Let the hands fall down to the floor. Taking as long as you need in our final relaxation pose. Thank you so much for practicing with me.